Friends, hello again. Thanks for inviting me. Let me very quickly present a problem in the discussion of the risks of COVID. Another problem, of course, to list the problem. First one is the mistake of forecasting a fat-tailed variable with a single number. The second one is not realizing the properties of these classes of risks dominated by the tail. You should use extreme value theory, not just regular statistical analysis, and many more. So this one concerns the belief that it's an old person's problem. It is not an old person's problem, as we're going to see. So let me first define what I'm using, the force of mortality discretized, which is the way the Social Security Administration in the US provides it from the actuarial life tables. And it is the probability of say, dying between 40 and age 40 or 41, not to be morbid, say age 80 and 81, conditional on having lived till age 80. So I'm using that definition and their numbers. You will notice that being young doesn't make you immortal. First, it doesn't make you immortal at all, but young doesn't save you from diseases. A 30-year-old has a 1 in close to 575 probability of dying. And a 40-year-old has 1 in 400 probability of dying. So it's not zero. And you'll notice that the difference between male and female. Being male is a risk factor, a major risk factor, probably more than being overweight or having metabolic disease. So now what is the point here? This graph says it all. Over a given period in time, you will notice that what we saw with COVID is a sort of flat increase across the board above the age of 30, a flat increase in mortality rate. If you have 1 in 800 probability of dying, okay, you multiply that by 1.1 or whatever. Here it's a little higher than 1.1. That was over a window that I sampled, for which we had good data who died from COVID. Of course, women have a lower mortality rate from COVID, but if you adjust, it's proportional. So COVID is just another boost for mortality. That's how I analyzed it. And if you compute life expectancy the way the Social Security Administration does it, because they discretize the brackets, you will notice the following, that with a boost of 1.2, you have about a 2-year decrease in life expectancy across the board. And that is a problem. Okay, there is a problem. Why? Because when we're talking, we've been fighting forever to increase life expectancy, and here you have diseases that reduce it. And notice that when a young person contracts COVID, it is a much bigger reduction of life expectancy than an older person when an older person gets it. So finally, there is some incoherence in the treatment of COVID. Saying, oh, I'm selfish, I'm young, therefore I'm not going to worry about COVID and let old people, geriatrics, die, something known as seticide or gerontocide. Well, it's incoherent because you're going to be old one day. If you save for Social Security, if you pay your Social Security tax, you do that. You're ensuring your future. It's your future self you got to worry about. And if we ignore pandemics completely, you're going to have your future self penalized because, of course, over time, you're going to be older and you see what's going to happen to you. You're going to have a boost of your mortality rate. So when you realize it that way, people frame things differently and they get more rational about COVID. Thank you for listening.